guys, Chris Moreno back with another video. So in today's video, I'm just going to do a voiceover this upper body workout that I've been doing these last few weeks. It's geared towards those who are looking to not just build muscle, but build some strength as well. If you would like to give this routine a try, but you don't have any strength goals, any aspirations in building strength, then I would suggest skipping past the barbell flat bench press and having the second movement, the dumbbell incline press, be your main movement, just because if you're not training for strength, then the barbell flat bench press is not going to help you out. You're better off allowing yourself to make the most of you being as fresh as possible, starting with the dumbbell incline press, a movement that's going to be a lot more suited for hypertrophy, and you're maximizing the amount of high motor units that you'll be able to recruit during that movement, compared to the way that I did it, where I started with the flat bench and then I went to the incline press. I technically was not going into the incline press with the ability to recruit max motor units. But again, it all comes down to what it is that you're really trying to get out of it. Let's go ahead and get started with it.
So starting with the barbell flat bench. So in this workout, I want to go over all the cues in each movement that have been helping me. So in the flat bench, the main cue that's been making all the difference for me is to just think about reaching upward with my chest the entire time as I try to squish the bar inward. This allows me to just maintain a lot of stability, so that way I can really have full control of the bar over time. And then same thing with the dumbbell incline press. Like, I'm still thinking about reaching forward or reaching upward with my chest the entire time. It's pretty much helping maintain that thoracic extension. And then from there, since I'm biasing the upper chest, I'm making sure that my arm path is going in alignment exactly with the fibers for the clavicular pecs, right? That's the upper chest. It's that upward diagonal going across type motion. And of course, I make sure I have a pause at the bottom, so that way I make sure that I'm taking advantage of biasing what the movement does, which that happens to be the lengthen position, the stretch position. And then the third movement was a superset. It's these sternal pec flies, right? So I'm just making sure that the arm path is going aligned with the sternal fibers, right? That's the middle pec fibers. I pretty much hit form failure, and then immediately after that, just so that way I can accumulate a lot more reps done under significant tension, so that way I can ensure that mechanical tension does take place. As long as I recover from this, I proceed with some presses going into about failure. I think on this day I got about 10 or 12 for each movement, and everything that I'm doing is just 2 sets, just because I'm taking everything to or close to failure. And then after the chest movements, proceeded on with back, starting with these Dante rows. Pretty much anchor my knees against the edge of a bench of a seated row machine, and then I just angle my body, and then from there I just focus on driving my elbows downward. You don't want to go backward for lats. You want to think about driving the elbows downward while keeping the rib cage still. So you shouldn't be doing a bunch of arching, a bunch of gangster leaning. You should make sure that there's a still frame and you just go down with the elbows. And then after giving myself a partial rest of about 30 seconds, I went into these mid-back rows. Now I'm having a gangster lean. Now I'm making sure that I have full protraction and retraction of my shoulder blades. And now I'm thinking about driving backwards. Lats, you want to think about driving down with the elbows. Mid-back, you want to think about driving back. That's going to make the biggest difference no matter what movement you're doing, no matter what variation you're doing. This just happens to be the variations that I'm doing for these muscle groups this day. And then the next group of movements were some pull-ups, right? Now that I'm heavier, I'm about pretty much averaging about 200 pounds. Bodyweight pull-ups are a challenge again. So I need to make sure that I can still keep on doing them, And then of course, from a muscle building standpoint, this is gonna get the teres, and this is also still gonna get some more mid-back. And of course, the lats are still technically involved, but by no means are they the prime mover in this typical pronated, which is palms down, grip pull-up variation, right? So that way I'm getting all kinds of angles when it comes to getting back, and that way I'm getting full development. And then of course, for shoulders, and as well as some low traps, technically, some Y raises, I just make sure my arms stay in the scapular plane. That's about 30 to 45 degrees away from the body, so not all the way forward, for sure not all the way sideways. It's in between that point, just punching out with my arms. And then I make sure there's a dead stop at the bottom, just because when it comes to the dumbbell raise, the challenge is gonna come, or the dumbbell variation, I should say, the Y raise, the challenge is gonna be at the bottom. And then I finish the workout off with the tricep, starting off with some biceps, some face away curls, making sure my shoulders stay in extension and slightly externally rotated. And then I just make sure I get as much full elbow flexion as possible, and then I just come all the way down, going to about form failure. I think I got about 12 with this pretty heavy resistant band. It's not the heaviest band, but there's a good amount of weight to it, especially at the top. And then some calf raises. I really make sure that I'm having a pause at the top and the bottom. And then not only that, but I'm maintaining tension so I have max stability. So I'm pulling the handles against me the entire time, and I'm bracing my abs as hard as possible. Really making sure I got that full body tension, so that way I have max output. That's gonna allow me to maximize the tissue that I'm working, right? That's gonna allow me to maximize the output that I'm putting towards the calves, I should say. And then I got these bent over, cross-banded tricep extensions, keeping my shoulders in extension, right? So that I'm just keeping them packed, and I'm just extending the elbow as much as possible. This is gonna really get all three heads, especially that long head. And this pretty much it.
But yeah, guys, so that's the routine. Again, if you would like to try the routine out, it's in the description box below. If you have any comments or feedback that you would like to share, leave them down in the comment section. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all keep stacking wins. Y'all keep getting better in every single way. Take care. Peace.